Soft greetings, dear soul. As you settle into this moment, allow your shoulders to drop just a little, as if a gentle hand has given you permission to rest. Sense the quiet invitation in the air, encouraging a long, slow breath that travels from the tip of your nose down into the belly and back again like a calm tide. There is no need to hurry. The heart finds its own pace when it feels safe, and here you are, wrapped in an atmosphere of total acceptance. Let every small sound around you fade into the background like soft bird song at dawn, reminding you that life continues to unfold with ease. You have chosen to pause inside this gentle circle where judgment has no place, and that, in itself, is an act of courage. Notice the chair or cushion supporting your body, the way it welcomes your weight without complaint. In much the same way, this space welcomes every part of you, each hope, each doubt, each fragment of unresolved feeling. Take a breath and feel how even the air seems to soften as it meets your lungs. A delicate wave of calm moves through your chest, across your shoulders, down your arms, and through your hands until your fingertips tingle with quiet life. If thoughts drift in, greet them kindly. Let them float past like light clouds across a wide sky. Nothing here must be forced or fixed. Simply being, exactly as you are, is enough. Feel the gentle beat in your chest, the steady music of your own aliveness. With each pulse, the body whispers, "I am on your side." Picture a tender glow around the heart, as though a candle burns there, steady and warm. Its light spreads through the ribs, along the spine, and into every cell, offering a soft reminder that you are a living miracle. In this glow, the mind loosens its grip. Muscles that clung to old tension begin to unravel, thread by thread, until they lie silk smooth and peaceful. Sense how the breath, the heartbeat, and this inner light come together like dear friends, supporting one another in quiet harmony. The mind may ask, is it really okay to let go for a while? Gently answer, yes, it is more than okay. Release the need to perform or to be perfect. Here, there are no grades, no comparisons, no invisible scoreboard. There is only presence and a kindness that waits patiently for you to lean in. Feel how the belly eases, how the jaw softens. Even the forehead smooths as tension drifts away. If a single tear arrives, of relief, of gratitude, or for reasons still unnamed, allow it to fall. Each drop is an honored guest carrying part of a story that longs for gentle hearing. Whisper quietly to yourself, I am safe, I am accepted. Let the words be simple. The nervous system hears simple words best. It settles when messages are clear and loving. Notice any warmth that forms in the chest or a pleasant heaviness in the arms as the body receives this truth. If the mind is doubtful, it does not matter. The body listens anyway. Again, take in air as though you inhale, kindness itself, and send it to every corner of your being. As you exhale, feel any tightness leaving with the breath, release back into the world where it will dissolve like mist under morning sun. Allow the senses to open one at a time. Perhaps there is a gentle scent in the room, a soft hum from a distant appliance, or the faintest play of light through a nearby window. Each detail is quiet evidence that life is holding you gently. Let gratitude flutter in, not as a command, but as a natural side effect of feeling safe. In this space, gratitude no longer feels like a task, but like an easy smile that rises when the heart is calm. Notice the simple miracle of being able to breathe without instruction. the way the blood knows where to flow, the way every cell carries wisdom far older than any worry. Feel how this moment asks nothing more of you than presence. Rest in that truth, as if drawing a soft blanket up to the chin. Sense warmth at your cheeks, a cozy heaviness around your eyes, perhaps a tiny curve of the lips that hints at peace. Give yourself permission to linger here. Time for now is yours to enjoy. Silently affirm, with each breath, I welcome peace. With each breath, I embrace myself. Feel the words sink beneath thought and take root in deeper soil. They do not need to be loud. They need only to be sincere. Even if belief feels partial, plant the phrase anyway. Seeds grow in darkness before they break through rich soil. Trust that inner processes begin even when the conscious mind sees nothing yet. Stay with the quiet for just a moment longer, letting the breath and heartbeat sway together like gentle dancers beneath a soft lantern glow. When you feel ready, allow the eyes to blink slowly, carrying this sense of refuge forward into whatever comes next. Now sense the landscape of feelings that live within. Perhaps there is a pocket of sorrow tucked behind the ribs, or a spark of hope glowing near the heart, or layers of fatigue weighing the shoulders. All are natural companions on the human path. Let them come into view without judgment, like children gathering around a warm fire, each with a story to share. The body responds when feelings are allowed rather than denied. Muscles loosen, breathing steadies, and energy begins to flow more freely. Acknowledge any ache, any tightness, any pulse of restlessness as simply the body's way of saying, I need a kind glance. Take a moment to let a hand rest over the heart, skin to skin if possible. Feel the soft rise and fall and sense that steady rhythm whispering, I stand with you always. When you notice heaviness, address it gently. You are heard. When a wave of grief surfaces, meet it with tender words. You belong here too. If numbness appears, cradle it kindly. You may rest. No feeling needs to shout or shrink. Each receives equal welcome. When emotions are held this way, they soften, like petals unfolding once the morning sun reaches them. Nothing has to change immediately. Your warm regard is itself a healing balm. Allow the mind to recall moments when inner criticism may have stung. Perhaps a voice that said, you should be stronger, or you're not enough. Notice how the body feels when those thoughts arise. Is there a tightness in the throat, a sinking in the belly? Now picture those harsh words drifting away, carried off by a gentle stream. In their place, invite a kinder phrase. I did the best I could with what I knew. Feel how that statement lands. Perhaps the shoulders descend, or the breath becomes easier. Kind words create real chemical shifts. Tension hormones ease, healing chemicals rise, and the heart rate finds a natural rhythm. Observe any subtle shift in your chest or face. The corners of the lips may lift slightly. The eyes may soften. A sigh might escape as stored pressure escapes. This is the body's way of saying, thank you for hearing me. Let that sigh come. It is an exhale of renewal. Continue this gentle listening as though you sit by a dear friend who finally feels safe enough to share long-held worries. Offer your internal feelings the same patience you would give that friend. No rush, no hurry. Healing unfolds layer by layer, the way spring slowly coaxes blossoms from winter's bare branches. If worry surfaces, treat it with warm curiosity. Ask softly, what do you need in this moment? Perhaps the answer is a cup of warm tea, a stretch of the arms, or simply a few more breaths. Honor the answer. Each small act of kindness toward yourself helps dissolve old patterns that once seemed immovable. The body records each compassionate gesture, slowly rewriting the story printed into nerves and muscles. Notice any small sense of relief, any flutter of ease, and let it be without demanding more. Healing grows best in gentle soil. Feel again the steady beat beneath your palm. Let it remind you that life flows on your behalf day and night without a single word of thanks required. The heart does not judge your worthiness before it pumps. It simply gives. Allow that truth to settle. Then whisper quietly, "It is safe for me to feel." Speak the phrase once more if it feels supportive. Notice how those words vibrate through ribs and spine, loosening the grip of old tension. There is power in naming safety. It creates a spacious chamber where emotions can move, breathe, and release. As feelings arise and pass, imagine them like waves rolling to shore, each one unique yet part of the same ocean of experience. You stand on firm sand, steady and present, allowing the water to reach your toes, then retreat. In this image, notice you are not the waves. You are the witness and the shore, solid and calm. When a larger wave arrives, perhaps strong sorrow or sharp anger, ground the feet into the earth, breathe down the length of the spine, and let the energy wash through. Nothing is permanent. Your capacity to stand remains. Quietly speak to yourself. All feelings are welcome, and all have a place. Feel how that permission eases inner conflict. The body hears and begins to trust that no part of you will be banished. Even parts that have been silenced for years lean in, sensing that this is a safe harbor. Over time, this simple act of welcoming can clear channels clogged by unspoken grief or unacknowledged anxiety. The breath moves more freely, circulation improves, and a subtle brightness returns to the eyes. Healing often starts with such small mercies. Let the hand fall gently to the lap and notice the afterglow of your own touch. Perhaps there is warmth lingering on the skin or a lightness in the chest. Hold that sensation with appreciation. Then soften the gaze inward and invite a tone of kindness into your next inhale. I hear you. Exhale with a tone of release. Thank you for sharing. Repeat if it feels good. Each repetition teaches the nervous system a new rhythm, one built on understanding rather than criticism. Little by little, old defenses lower, allowing vitality to flow where it once stalled. Now, allow fresh understanding to form about what it means to treat yourself as you would a tender friend. Imagine offering yourself a warm blanket on a chilly night, a soothing cup when the throat feels dry. Feel how self-compassion begins in tiny, practical acts and grows into a stable way of living. It is neither weakness nor self-indulgence. It is the soil in which resilience and joy thrive. When self-talk shifts from harsh to gentle, muscles relax, digestion improves, and the immune system strengthens. Your body is a garden responding eagerly to loving attention. Picture self-compassion as a gentle sunrise spreading across the landscape of your inner world. The first rays touch the highest ridges of thought, casting a gold hue that tells every hidden corner, light is on the way. Breathe that image into your chest and let warmth move outward. Even memories that once felt cold may thaw in this sunrise, releasing lessons rather than pain. If skepticism whispers, "Will this really help?" answer softly, "Let us find out together." Self-compassion invites curiosity instead of judgment, creating room for genuine growth. Reflect on a moment from the recent past when you might have criticized yourself for a simple mistake. Maybe you forgot a small chore or spoke with a tone sharper than you intended. Notice how the body reacts to that memory, perhaps a twinge behind the eyes or a tight twist in the stomach. Now, place a hand on that spot and offer a phrase of kindness. I forgive myself. I choose gentleness now. Feel the body loosen under those words as though untying a knot. This is how self-compassion turns ordinary moments into opportunities for healing. Understand that kindness toward yourself is a practical tool, not an abstract idea. It guides choices, the food you put on your plate, the way you rest your head at night, the boundaries you set in daily life. When decisions arise, ask, what would feel loving toward me? Listen for subtle signals, a breath of relief, a small spark of delight, or a wave of calm. Follow those signals. Over time, they form a compass pointing toward healthier habits and supportive relationships. Self-compassion shapes the day in small increments until life itself feels more spacious. Consider how thoughts influence the body's chemistry. A critical remark inside the mind can tighten the throat, speed the heart, and flood the bloodstream with stress hormones. A gentle reassurance, on the other hand, slows the pulse and releases soothing chemicals that help cells repair. You hold this pharmacy within, and the prescription is the tone of your own words. Speak softly and notice how the body follows. Even if doubt lingers, kindness plants seeds that sprout with repeated care. Each kind word is a drop of nourishing rain in the soil of your being. Now breathe in and quietly affirm, I am learning to be kind to myself. Let that statement settle into the bones. Notice if part of you resists with a familiar objection. Perhaps, I don't deserve kindness. Invite that objection to speak, then offer it a seat beside you. In a gentle voice say, I hear your fear, and I am here to care for you. This is not a debate to be won, but a conversation to be held in love. Over time, fear relaxes when it realizes it will not be ignored or shamed. Feel the spine lengthen as though a thread of light lifts the crown of the head toward the sky. Ground the feet or seat into the earth below. Between sky and earth, you stand, a living bridge where compassion can flow. In that alignment, a balanced energy moves through the nervous system. Harmony returns to breath and pulse, and the mind grows clearer. From this centered state, set the gentle intention to practice small acts of kindness toward yourself today. Perhaps a pause for water, a stretch of the hands, or a few quiet breaths before bedtime. Trust that each act adds up, shaping the inner landscape into a place where healing feels at home. Feel the gentle current of breath carrying you forward, deeper into the understanding of how kindly held thoughts become medicine for the body. Notice the subtle way a single calming idea can slow the flutter of the heart, as though a caring hand has reached within and turned a quiet dial to peace. Within every cell, tiny messengers listen for the tone of the mind. When the tone is harsh, they tighten. When it is supportive, they soften and collaborate in harmonious work. Picture those messengers as small gardeners tending an inner landscape. With loving mental words, they water the roots of resilience, pull the weeds of stress, and invite blossoms of ease. Feel the body respond in palpable ways. Shoulders slide away from the ears, The jaw rests lightly, and warm energy tingles down the arms. The skin itself may seem to breathe. This is not magic beyond reach. It is the ordinary miracle of biology meeting tenderness. Pause here to sense any area that still carries tension, perhaps a knot in the back or a flutter in the belly. Offer that place a thought as soft as velvet. I am willing to release. Rest in the echo of that idea. Even willingness, without full certainty, begins a chemical shift. Muscles receive the hint and loosen by degrees. Blood vessels widen slightly, allowing richer nourishment to flow. The heart, spared from constant alarms, settles into a smooth rhythm that conserves energy for healing. If skepticism arises, greet it kindly as a protective part doing its best. Then return focus to the soothing statement, I am willing to release. This steady refrain signals the nervous system that gentle change is safe. Notice how certain memories or predictions may try to dominate attention. Instead of pushing them away, cradle each thought as you might cradle a fragile leaf, honoring that it once grew in service of survival. Whisper inwardly, thank you for trying to keep me safe. You may rest now. With that permission, gripping memories loosen. They float to the surface, dissolve, and leave space for fresher possibilities. Feel a wave of warmth travel through the chest as unneeded alarms quiet. Breath deepens. Skin color brightens. You can practically sense the immune cells cheerfully resuming their work, no longer distracted by the blare of old warnings. As the internal atmosphere clears, breathe in words that nourish bones and muscles alike. Every kind thought renews me. Rest a moment to notice subtle changes, maybe a softer line at the brow or an ease in the hips. Even tiny shifts hint at larger movements within, where organs realign to healthier rhythms. This is how compassionate thinking touches matter. It is your quiet power, available at each moment, waiting only for a gentle decision to speak kindly. Notice the natural joy that comes when body and mind cooperate rather than quarrel. Joy does not have to be loud. It may present as a steady sense of rightness beneath the ribs. If at any point another flare of tension rises, welcome it with curiosity. Ask softly, what kind thought would serve you? A phrase might appear such as, I am learning, or I am safe now. Offer that phrase to the tense spot, like placing a cool cloth on a warm forehead. Feel the tissue respond, breath by breath. Continue until a sense of open space appears, even if only for moments. Those moments weave together over time, forming a durable fabric of calm that lines everyday experience. Trust the process, gentle and steady, as real as sunlight, coaxing blossoms in spring. Turning now toward the inner voice, listen to the words that drift across the mind stage. Some lines may uplift, others may sting. Instead of reacting, step back and observe. Recognize that these sentences are simply habits, old scarves of language you have worn for years, sometimes without noticing the scratch at your neck. Hold one such phrase in awareness. Perhaps, I always mess things up, or I'm not good enough. Gaze at it with the kindness you would offer a small bird caught indoors. No blame, just an aim to guide it safely out the window. Breathe in and say gently, dear phrase, you may rest. Feel the tension lessen as that thought loosens its claws. Invite a new sentence to take its place, one based on present willingness rather than past worry. Perhaps, I am growing at my own pace. Speak it inwardly. Feel how it settles in the belly like warm tea, soothing any ache. Observe the mind's reaction. Some parts may sigh in relief, others may frown in disbelief. Meet the doubt with understanding. It is natural for the mind to question new clothing after years in old garb. Offer reassurance. We are simply trying on kindness. No pressure to prove, just an experiment. Notice again how muscles respond. Maybe the neck lengthens as though freed from a heavy scarf. Practice this gentle exchange with another familiar harsh line. Hold it lightly, thank it, and release it. Then invite a supportive phrase, such as, I trust my learning process, or I deserve patience. Let the phrase echo, soft yet steady. Feel how lungs fill more fully when the inner narrator cheers rather than scolds. The heart glows warmer, like a hearth newly stoked. Nerves that once braced for verbal storms relax, allowing an internal hush in which creativity can whisper new ideas. This is how the mind rewrites its script, one caring line at a time, repeated until the stage is set with soft lights rather than harsh spotlights. Should an unexpected wave of criticism surge, perhaps triggered by a memory or upcoming task, pause and place a hand where the ripple of emotion is felt most strongly. Breathe slowly into that spot. Offer the phrase, I choose a kinder view. Repeat softly, matching each word to the rhythm of breath. Observe how the wave's height diminishes. It may not vanish at once, but it loses force, like a tide turning as the moon moves on. Celebrate every inch of calm regained. Validation of small victories trains the brain to notice progress, and neurons wire themselves to prefer these gentler routes. Carry this practice into tiny moments of daily life. When reaching for your keys, stacking dishes, or waiting for a signal light, listen inward. If a harsh line appears, greet it with a patient smile and offer a loving replacement. Over days and weeks, you will notice the inner dialogue shifting towards steady support. Stress headaches soften, sleep deepens, and unexpected bursts of gratitude rise as naturally as buds in warm soil. The transformation may seem subtle, yet the body records every instance of new language, weaving it into muscle memory and cellular renewal. You become fluent in kindness. Now bring your attention to a simple object nearby, a window, a pen, or maybe the humble mirror that so often reflects familiar features. Approach the mirror gently, whether literal or imagined. Stand or sit so that your eyes meet their own reflection. Allow a breath to steady. Perhaps there is a flutter of shyness or a pinch of self-consciousness. Treat those signals as honored guests. They have arrived to witness a new kind of meeting. Lift your chin slightly, long enough to see the light dancing in your pupils. Notice the color, the depth, the quiet intelligence behind them. Eyes, after all, are gateways to a heart that has loved, lost, learned, and persevered. Let the first words be simple. I am here with you. Speak softly, allowing lips to shape the syllables with tender care. Observe any shift in the eyes. Maybe they widen a little. Maybe moisture gathers. This is the soul responding to recognition. Follow with a phrase that names one gentle truth. You have come far. Again, watch how your reflection absorbs this gift. Should disbelief flicker, reassure with a calm repeat. Disbelief is often just an old guard protecting vulnerable hope. Offer another loving statement. You are worthy of your own kindness. Allow it to echo through the silent space between mirror and heart. Place a hand lightly over the heart and feel the warmth radiate into the palm. Smile, even if the smile is small. The face recognizes its own curve and sends signals of safety through facial nerves to the heart and stomach. Whisper slowly, "I forgive you for the moments you could not see your beauty." Pause. Let the words sink. Notice an easing behind the eyes, a release of something almost imperceptible. Perhaps shoulders drift lower. Offer another phrase. "I am learning to love you more each day." Speak it as many times as feels nurturing, adjusting the pace to linger on each comforting note. Take a moment to trace features with a kind gaze, the curve of the brow, the bridge of the nose, the softness of lips. Wherever the eye lands, affirm silently, "This too is worthy." Allow memories of times you criticized these features to surface briefly, then bathe them in soft forgiveness. Feel the weight of those criticisms lift like dust from an opened curtain, drifting away on a shaft of morning light. That release creates space for new appreciation to settle. Notice how the skin tingles in response, as though cells awaken to a long-awaited compliment. If tears well, honor them as crystalline proof that your inner self believes these words matter. Tears carry salt of the sea from which all life arose, ancient, sacred, cleansing. Let them fall freely. Each drop waters seeds of self-compassion sprouting at the foundation of your being. Speak once more, "I stand with you always." Feel the resonance deepen, vibrating through ribs, flowing along arms to fingertips. Sense the mirror reflecting not just an image, but a relationship renewed. Invite a gentle chuckle if it arises. Laughter loosens the final knots of tension. Say softly, "We are doing well." Observe how that simple statement rings with honesty. The body responds with a calming sigh. The nervous system notes success, and future moments of mirror work will approach with less hesitation. Knowing this, gently close the eyes for a breath and keep the image of your kind face in the mind's eye. Whisper inside, "Carry this love into every task today." Open your eyes again and offer one final affirmation, slow and clear. "I love and accept myself exactly as I am, and I allow myself to grow." Let the words linger in the air, then fade like a soft gong. Step back from the mirror, noticing how the room feels different, warmer, perhaps brighter. That brightness travels with you now, stitched into each moment like golden thread. Feel how the heart beats a little easier, how shoulders set back in quiet confidence. This is the power of meeting the self with tender eyes and truthful words. It is a practice that requires neither perfect mood nor perfect timing, only willingness. And willingness, as you now know, is enough to move mountains within. Carry this ease forward. Let every reflective surface, storefront glass, darkened screen, still water, become a gentle reminder of the relationship you are cultivating. Offer a soft smile to each reflection, reinforcing neural pathways of kindness. Over time, you will notice the mind choosing friendly commentary, even when mirrors are absent. The inner critic, now softened, will learn to rest more often. Cells throughout the body will align with this new harmony, expressing vitality and skin glow, steady digestion, and calm sleep, all from a few minutes of honest eye-to-eye kindness each day. As you step away, feel the ground beneath, the gentle rhythm of breath, the pulse of a heart that understands it is loved. These truths travel with you into the next activity, quietly reshaping choices, guiding gestures, and coloring interactions with others in unexpected hues of grace. This is the unfolding of self-compassion, from thought to spoken word to embodied reality, spreading outward like ripples on calm water, touching everything in its path with quiet healing. Take a moment now and bring to mind the gentle rhythm you've begun to form, the breath, the calming thoughts, the soothing presence you've offered to yourself. You've already witnessed how a single shift in the way you speak to yourself opens up space for peace, ease, and soft restoration. This journey into self-compassion isn't something you race through. It unfolds gently, as naturally as morning sunlight enters a darkened room, slowly revealing what has always been there: beauty, worth, and strength. Now you are invited to rest a little deeper into your own inner world through a simple and powerful practice: journaling. Not the kind that demands structure or proper words, but the kind that simply lets your heart speak. Take a piece of paper, or if it feels easier, just close your eyes and imagine writing it in your mind. Begin with this invitation: Dear heart, how are you feeling today? Let the answer come without editing. You may write one word or many, a phrase or a long flow. No need to judge. This is not about perfection. It is about presence. Let the hand move gently, as though it were listening as much as it was writing. If the page begins with hesitation, that's okay. Sometimes the most healing words begin with silence. Then they tumble forth like water released from a gate that has held back too long. If emotion rises, let it accompany your writing. Scribble through the tears if they come. Laughter may bubble up too. This is your heart's space. It's room to speak freely without interruption. Each sentence, even fragments, becomes part of your healing song. You might gently ask yourself, what am I holding on to that no longer serves me? Let the pen respond, and then ask, what would it feel like to let go, even just a little? Let yourself write without needing solutions. Answers will come in time. This space is not for fixing, it is for feeling, allowing, and releasing. As your words pour onto the page, you may notice a lightness growing inside you, as though each sentence is carrying away a little bit of the old weight. Even if no grand insights arise, trust that something is shifting. When you feel ready, close your writing with a short affirmation of care. Something as simple as, I honor what I feel, or I am proud of myself for showing up today. Read it aloud softly if that feels comforting. Then close the notebook, not as an ending, but as a sacred pause, knowing you can return anytime. This kind of journaling is not about crafting beautiful stories. It's about honoring your own presence with kindness and honesty. And now, let us speak some gentle affirmations together. There's no need to force belief. Simply let the words wash over you like a warm breeze. If it feels right, say them aloud or quietly in your heart. Allow each phrase to linger in the space between thoughts, soaking into the soil of your soul. I am learning to care for myself with tenderness. I forgive myself for believing I had to be perfect to be loved. It is safe for me to soften into who I truly am. I release the need to rush my healing. My kindness toward myself is a healing balm. Each breath I take supports my body and my heart. I am allowed to rest. I am allowed to feel. I am allowed to be. I listen to the needs of my body and respond with compassion. I accept myself completely, here and now. I am healing gently and surely, one loving thought at a time. Pause between each one. Allow the mind to echo the words and the body to feel the comfort they bring. Feel the resonance of each sentence as it fills the room around you and the space within. Affirmations like these are not meant to erase difficulty. They are here to create space for peace to exist alongside the challenge, light to enter even the most shadowed corners. Let yourself feel that light. Now, let's gently explore how you can carry this self-compassion into daily life, not as a big event, but as a series of quiet, loving moments that build a foundation of inner peace. You don't need hours of free time. Just a few intentional seconds here and there can shift your entire day. When you wash your hands, use that moment to say, I'm washing away what I no longer need. When you pause to drink water, silently whisper, I nourish myself with love. When your feet touch the ground in the morning, say to yourself, I step into this day with kindness. These are simple invitations, not rules, but reminders that even the smallest act can become sacred when offered with presence. Before a conversation, place a hand over your heart and say, I choose to speak from love. After a mistake, breathe in and say, that moment has passed. I choose peace now. Before sleep, as the body relaxes into rest, gently affirm, I release the day with tenderness. I welcome rest and renewal. Over time, these tiny touchstones create a rhythm that the body and mind learn to trust. They soften the sharp edges of difficult moments and help you return more quickly to a place of balance. And in that balance, your body begins to thrive, sleep deepens, digestion eases, breath becomes fuller, and you move through your day with more clarity, more grace. Not because life is perfect, but because you have chosen to meet yourself with compassion. Let your day be filled with small pauses for kindness. If a critical voice rises, meet it with a soft word. If a wave of emotion comes, sit beside it like a friend. These gentle moments are not small. They are threads in the fabric of your healing. They remind you that you are never too far from peace, never beyond the reach of your own love. So as we draw near to a close, place one hand on your heart and the other on your belly. Breathe slowly. Feel the warmth of your own hands, the same hands that soothe, that write, that create, that comfort. Say quietly, I am learning to love myself. I am willing to grow in compassion, one breath, one thought, one step at a time. Know this, dear one, true healing does not come through harshness or pressure. It blossoms through gentleness, through your willingness to turn inward with care. There is nothing broken about you. There are only places that long to be seen with tenderness. The parts of you that ache are not wrong. They are simply waiting to be heard, held, and honored. Let each new day be an opportunity to practice self-kindness, not as a task to complete, but as a way to live. When you forget, return. When you remember, rejoice. And when you feel uncertain, trust that even the act of being willing to care for yourself is already healing. You are loved, you are enough, and you are capable of becoming your own gentle source of light. Repeat with me one last time, softly and slowly. I am gentle with myself. I welcome healing with love. Let these words rest gently on your spirit. Carry them with you as you move forward, step by step, surrounded by compassion, supported by your own grace, and forever held in the quiet power of your healing heart.